Welcome to our deep dive into the power of your subconscious mind.
By Joseph Murphy.
That's right, by Joseph Murphy. We're going to be exploring this influential work, really trying to unpack the key insights on harnessing the often overlooked potential of our minds.
You know, what's so intriguing about Murphy's approach is that he presents these concepts not as some kind of esoteric secret,
Right.
but as principles as reliable as the laws that govern physics or chemistry.
I thought his analogy comparing the subconscious mind to a fertile garden was really illuminating.
Precisely. Just like the type of seeds planted determines the harvest, the thoughts we consistently impress upon our subconscious minds shape our experiences. And Murphy argues that this mental garden doesn't discriminate between beneficial or harmful seeds.
Oh,
It simply nourishes and grows whatever we plant within it.
so let's unpack this idea a little further.
Sure.
Does that mean if I consistently worry about getting sick, I'm more likely to actually become ill?
That's essentially what Murphy suggests. He provides a compelling anecdote about individuals with an aversion to mushrooms.
Okay.
If they eat them even unknowingly, they can trigger indigestion
Oh, wow.
because their subconscious acts on their conscious dislike.
So we're essentially making ourselves sick with our thoughts.
Well, while that might sound a bit out there, Murphy backs up this claim with several examples.
Okay.
Take the case of Dr. James Estelle, a 19th century surgeon who performed hundreds of surgeries in India using only mental anesthesia. His patients reportedly experienced minimal pain and had remarkably low mortality rates.
Wait, surgery with just mental anesthesia? That's incredible. How is that even possible?
Murphy attributes this to the power of suggestion, both from others, which is heterosuggestion, and from ourselves, which is autosuggestion.
Okay.
Dr. Estelle instilled a deep belief in his patients that they wouldn't experience pain, effectively influencing their subconscious minds.
So are we suggesting that we're constantly being influenced by suggestions, even if we're unconsciously aware of it?
Absolutely. Murphy even highlights the potential dangers of negative suggestions with this unsettling tale of a man who died precisely when a fortune teller predicted simply because he believed her.
Oh, wow.
While the fortune teller's ability is debatable, the man's conviction in her prediction ultimately shaped his reality.
This raises an important question then. How do we protect ourselves from negative suggestions while also harnessing the positive potential of autosuggestion?
Well, Murphy provides several techniques for consciously directing our subconscious minds. One method is the mental movie method, where we vividly imagine and feel our desired outcome as if it's already happening.
Sort of like creating a mental movie trailer of our ideal life, engaging all our senses and emotions.
Exactly. Murphy shares accounts of individuals who use this technique to achieve a range of goals, from selling property to finding their dream jobs. He also describes the Baudouin technique, which involves repeating a concise six-word affirmation expressing our desire while drifting into sleep. This leverages the heightened suggestibility of our subconscious mind during those moments before slumber.
This seems to suggest that our subconscious mind is most receptive to suggestions when our conscious mind is less active.
That's one of Murphy's key points. He emphasizes the importance of sleep, describing it as a time when the subconscious works unhindered,
Okay.
offering guidance, facilitating healing, and promoting rejuvenation. He even warns against sleep deprivation, linking it to a host of issues, including depression, irritability, and even psychosis.
He recounts an interesting anecdote about a woman who received guidance in her sleep to reject a job offer from a company that later went bankrupt.
This anecdote and others like it illustrate the power of the subconscious mind to tap into a deeper well of wisdom that our conscious minds may not always access.
It's fascinating to consider that our subconscious minds might be working behind the scenes even when we're asleep, guiding us toward better decisions.
And this guidance extends beyond personal dilemmas. Murphy delves into the subconscious mind's role in financial success, asserting that we can attract wealth by impressing upon it a mindset of abundance.
So instead of dwelling on scarcity, we should focus on thoughts and emotions associated with prosperity.
Precisely. Murphy cautions against envy, which he views as a repellent to wealth. He suggests rejoicing in the success of others as a way to cultivate a positive vibration that draws abundance toward ourselves.
This resonates with the law of attraction, which
Right.
posits that like attracts like.
Yes.
If we radiate negativity, we attract more of it.
Yeah.
But if we focus on positivity and abundance, we invite those same energies into our lives.
That's an excellent parallel.
Yeah.
Murphy illustrates this concept with the story of a young boy who dreamed of becoming a doctor despite having no means to afford an education. He meticulously cleaned and polished medical diplomas, vividly visualizing his name on one. Eventually, opportunities arose, allowing him to fulfill his ambition.
This highlights the importance of aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our desires to manifest them into reality. It seems the subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what we experience physically and what we imagine vividly.
That's a keen observation.
Okay.
If our thoughts are creative, when infused with emotion, they become a conviction that the subconscious mind acts upon, turning them into tangible experiences.
So we're not just passive recipients of our circumstances. We can actively shape our reality by understanding and working with the power of our subconscious minds.
Exactly. And speaking of shaping reality, Murphy addresses the often dreaded topic of aging. He challenges the conventional view of decline,
Okay.
presenting aging as a phase of growth, wisdom, and spiritual evolution.
This perspective is refreshing. Instead of viewing aging as a loss, we can embrace it as a journey toward greater understanding and fulfillment.
He encourages individuals to perceive retirement not as an end, but as a new beginning brimming with opportunities to explore passions and share accumulated wisdom. He even provides examples of remarkable accomplishments achieved later in life, like Socrates learning musical instruments at 80, and Michelangelo creating masterpieces at the same age.
These examples are incredibly inspiring. They challenge us to reconsider our preconceived notions about aging and recognize the limitless potential that resides within us, regardless of chronological age.
And when it comes to the universal human experience of fear,
Uh-huh.
Murphy urges us to confront it head-on rather than succumb to its grip.
Right.
He posits that most fears are learned
Okay.
and can be unlearned by consciously choosing courage and faith.
So instead of letting fear dictate our choices, we can actively choose to embrace bravery and trust in our ability to overcome challenges.
Precisely. He offers practical techniques for conquering specific fears, such as mental rehearsals of anxiety-provoking situations and visualizations of positive outcomes coupled with affirmations of calmness and confidence.
He even shares a story of an executive who overcame his fear of elevators by mentally blessing the elevator every day. By consistently focusing on positive thoughts related to his phobia, he reprogrammed his subconscious and triumphed over his fear.
It's a testament to the power of consciously redirecting our thoughts and emotions to reshape our responses to fear. However, Murphy doesn't shy away from addressing the destructive potential of chronic fear and worry.
Right.
He links them to various ailments, mental disorders, and even failure, as illustrated by the tale of a general manager consumed by the fear of being fired, which ultimately led to his dismissal.
This emphasizes that our thoughts are not mere fleeting entities.
Right.
They possess a potent ability to shape our reality.
Yes.
If we habitually dwell on negative outcomes, we risk manifesting them. But if we consciously cultivate positive thoughts and beliefs, we empower ourselves to create a more fulfilling life.
That's a powerful takeaway. Murphy's central message is that we possess the capacity to choose our thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately our destiny. By understanding and consciously engaging with our subconscious minds, we can unlock a life brimming with health, happiness, and purpose.
Wow, this has been a truly insightful exploration. We've unearthed so much about the fascinating world of the subconscious mind, its responsiveness to suggestion, its role in healing and decision-making, and its potential to guide us towards our aspirations. But how do we translate this knowledge into practical actions for our daily lives?
That's a great question, and one we'll delve into further in the next part of our deep dive. We'll explore the techniques and strategies that Murphy recommends for harnessing the power of the subconscious mind to create a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Stay tuned. So picking up where we left off, you asked about practical applications for this newfound awareness of the subconscious.
Right.
Murphy offers a wealth of techniques and strategies to help us actively engage with this potent mental force.
That's exciting. Can we delve into some specific examples of how to harness the subconscious mind's capabilities?
Certainly. One area where this knowledge can be incredibly beneficial is in problem solving. Murphy proposes that our subconscious minds are connected to a reservoir of wisdom and insight that is often inaccessible to our conscious thinking.
Okay.
He outlines a simple three-step process for tapping into this wellspring of solutions.
I'm intrigued. What are these 3 steps?
Well, firstly, clearly articulate the problem at hand. Secondly, consciously relinquish the problem to your subconscious, trusting its ability to work on a solution. And lastly, rest assured that the answer will surface in due time.
So it's about surrendering control and allowing our subconscious minds to do their magic. Almost like hitting the pause button on our conscious overthinking.
That's a great analogy. And he underscores the importance of feeling and believing in the eventual solution,
Right.
not merely intellectually grasping the concept. He recounts instances where individuals applied this method to navigate seemingly insurmountable obstacles, resolve complex dilemmas, and even locate lost items.
There's that incredible story of a prisoner of war during World War II who used his subconscious to escape captivity. He mentally rehearsed his escape daily, visualizing himself walking out undetected. Astonishingly, his envisioned scenario materialized.
That account vividly illustrates the subconscious mind's remarkable capacity to orchestrate events and guide us towards our goals when we align our thoughts and beliefs with them. This faculty extends beyond problem solving and into the realm of creative inspiration.
So we're not just talking about finding lost keys, we're talking about unlocking creative breakthroughs and innovative ideas.
Precisely. Murphy presents numerous instances of artists, scientists, and inventors who attribute their groundbreaking discoveries to their subconscious minds. Take, for instance, the chemist Kekulé, who deciphered the structure of the benzene molecule after dreaming of a snake biting its own tail. Then there's Dr. Frederick Banting, who received guidance in a dream to extract a residue from the pancreas of dogs, a discovery that ultimately led to insulin.
Those are mind-boggling examples. It seems the subconscious mind possesses an uncanny knack for accessing information and insights that elude our conscious awareness. It's like tapping into a universal wellspring of creativity and knowledge.
That's an apt description. It's about cultivating a receptivity to the whispers of our subconscious and trusting in its ability to guide us toward innovative solutions and creative breakthroughs.
With all these incredible capabilities, healing, guidance, problem-solving, and creative inspiration, is there anything our subconscious minds can't do? Are there any limitations we should be aware of?
Well, while the subconscious mind is undeniably a powerful force, it's essential to remember that it operates within the boundaries of natural laws. It's not a magical genie granting wishes on demand. Instead, it responds to the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions we consistently feed it. It's a potent tool, but the responsibility for wielding it wisely and constructively rests with us.
So we're not passive recipients of its power, we're active participants in shaping its influence. Much like gardeners tending to their plots. If we cultivate a mental garden of positivity and life-affirming beliefs, we reap the rewards of health, happiness, and fulfillment. Conversely, if we neglect our mental landscape and allow negative, self-defeating thoughts to proliferate, we create a breeding ground for unhappiness and stagnation.
That's a brilliant metaphor. The onus is on us to cultivate a fertile mental environment conducive to the growth of the qualities and experiences we desire. Speaking of shaping our realities, Murphy delves into a topic often fraught with apprehension: relationships.
This is an area where I think many of us struggle. Can we leverage our understanding of the subconscious to foster healthier and more fulfilling relationships?
Absolutely. Murphy posits that harboring negative thoughts and emotions toward others ultimately inflicts more harm on us than on them.
Interesting.
These toxic thoughts generate a discordant internal atmosphere within our subconscious, leading to unhappiness and strained connections.
So instead of fixating on the flaws and shortcomings of others, we should consciously shift our focus towards their positive attributes.
Precisely. He offers a heartwarming anecdote about an actor who initially harbored resentment toward his audiences. By consciously sending them love and goodwill before each performance, he transformed his relationship with them,
Oh, wow.
eventually becoming a beloved and successful performer.
This story beautifully demonstrates the transformative power of choosing love over animosity. It seems that what we project outwards ultimately shapes our inner experiences.
That's a profound insight. Murphy extends this principle to the act of forgiveness,
Okay.
dedicating an entire chapter to its significance in relation to the subconscious mind.
Forgiveness is often a challenging concept. How does Murphy approach this complex emotion?
Well, he argues that clinging to resentment and anger creates emotional congestion within the subconscious,
Right.
impeding our growth and well-being. He emphasizes that true forgiveness begins with forgiving ourselves and aligning our thoughts with harmony, which naturally extends outwards to others.
So it's not about condoning hurtful actions, but about liberating ourselves from the burden of negativity and resentment.
Exactly. He shares a compelling story of a woman who, after years of harboring resentment towards a former teacher, chose to forgive her. This act of forgiveness triggered a profound positive transformation in her life.
This reinforces the idea that forgiveness is ultimately a gift we give ourselves, freeing us from the shackles of negativity and paving the way for personal growth and healing.
That's a powerful way to frame it. And this theme of consciously choosing thoughts that align with our desired experiences connects beautifully with Murphy's exploration of habits.
Habits are often deeply ingrained patterns that can feel difficult to change. How does Murphy connect habits to the workings of the subconscious mind?
He explains that habits are essentially well-worn pathways etched into our subconscious minds through repetition. He highlights how even a single negative experience can establish a jinx or a pattern of similar negative occurrences.
Hmm.
He illustrates this with the story of a businessman who developed a phobia of last-minute cancellations after a client backed out of a deal at the 11th hour.
Oh.
This fear subsequently manifested as a series of similar cancellations, reinforcing his negative belief.
So our past experiences can create subconscious patterns that influence our present and future. It seems we're not always starting with a clean slate.
That's an important point. However, Murphy doesn't paint a deterministic picture.
Okay.
He offers a solution for breaking free from these negative cycles, consciously choosing and consistently affirming positive thoughts and actions. He tells the inspiring story of a pharmacist who persistently visualized owning a drugstore, eventually manifesting his dream into reality.
This emphasizes the power of consistent, focused intention in reshaping our subconscious programming. It's not about passively wishing for change, but actively engaging in the process of mental and emotional transformation.
You've captured the essence perfectly.
Okay.
Murphy empowers us to recognize that we are not mere products of our past conditioning. We have the capacity to consciously choose the thoughts and actions that shape our present and sculpt our future.
This has been an illuminating exploration of the practical applications of harnessing the subconscious mind. We've covered problem solving, creative inspiration, fostering positive relationships, the liberating power of forgiveness, and the transformative potential of consciously shaping our habits. But before we wrap up, I'm curious to revisit the concept of sleep.
Sleep, as we discussed earlier, plays a pivotal role in allowing the subconscious mind to work unimpeded.
Right.
Murphy underscores its importance for guidance, healing, and rejuvenation. However, he also cautions against the perils of sleep deprivation.
You mentioned earlier that sleep deprivation could lead to a host of negative consequences. Can we delve deeper into those potential dangers?
Certainly. He links sleep deprivation to a range of issues, including irritability, depression, impaired memory, and even in extreme cases, psychosis. He highlights a particularly alarming consequence: microsleeps, which are brief, involuntary lapses into unconsciousness
Okay.
that can occur even while performing tasks.
Imagine experiencing a microsleep while driving.
Exactly.
The potential consequences are terrifying.
It underscores the vital importance of prioritizing adequate sleep,
Right.
not only for our mental and emotional well-being, but also for our physical safety and the safety of others. Murphy's emphasis on sleep serves as a powerful reminder that we are not machines designed for ceaseless operation. We are complex beings with intricate needs, and neglecting those needs, including the need for restorative sleep, can have detrimental consequences.
This has been an incredibly insightful exploration of the multifaceted power of the subconscious mind. We've covered a vast terrain, from understanding its fundamental principles to exploring its practical applications in various aspects of life. But before we conclude our deep dive, I'd love to touch upon one final point that has been weaving its way through our conversation.
I'm eager to hear your thoughts. What aspect of the subconscious mind are you drawn to explore further?
Throughout our exploration, we've repeatedly encountered this idea that we are not merely passive passengers in our lives, but active creators of our reality. I find this concept both empowering and a tad daunting.
It is understandable to feel both empowered and humbled by this realization. On one hand, it grants us agency and responsibility for shaping our experiences.
Right.
On the other hand, it challenges us to confront our limiting beliefs and consciously choose thoughts that align with our aspirations.
It's like we've been handed the blueprint for building our dream lives, but we're still figuring out how to read the instructions and use the tools effectively.
That's a fantastic analogy. And Murphy doesn't leave us to decipher the blueprint alone.
Okay.
He equips us with a toolbox filled with techniques and insights to navigate this journey of conscious creation. He reminds us that our subconscious minds are constantly at work, shaping our experiences based on the information we feed them. It's not about passively hoping for the best, but about actively engaging with our subconscious through affirmations, visualizations, and a deliberate effort to cultivate positive, life-affirming beliefs.
So we're not just daydreaming about a better future, we're actively constructing it with each thought, belief, and action. It's a continuous process of mindful creation, not a one-time wish.
You've grasped the essence perfectly. We're constantly shaping our reality, whether consciously or unconsciously. Murphy's work empowers us to become conscious architects of our lives, choosing the thoughts, beliefs, and actions that contribute to the masterpiece we envision.
Before we conclude this insightful deep dive, I'd love to distill the key takeaways into a concise summary. Would you be open to collaborating on a 10-point distillation of the essential principles we've uncovered?
I'm happy to contribute. It's a valuable practice to synthesize complex information into easily digestible nuggets of wisdom. Shall we begin?
Absolutely. Let's craft a 10-point guide for our listeners to navigate the terrain of their subconscious mind.
All right, point number one. The subconscious mind, like the physical world, operates according to predictable laws. Understanding these principles unlocks its power.
Point number 2. The subconscious interprets suggestions literally, whether from ourselves or others. Be discerning about the input you allow.
Point number three. Your conscious mind retains the power to accept or reject any suggestion. Exercise this power by focusing on positive and constructive thoughts.
Point number 4. The subconscious mind exerts significant control over bodily functions and sensations. Harness this control by instilling a belief in perfect health.
Point number five. Prayer acts as a conduit for impressing desires upon the subconscious. Align your conscious and subconscious minds through prayer to manifest your aspirations.
Point number 6. Employ visualization techniques like the mental movie method or the Baudouin technique to effectively implant desires into the subconscious.
Point number seven. Cultivate an attitude of abundance, avoiding envy and negativity to attract wealth and prosperity.
Point number 8. Prioritize getting sufficient sleep to allow your subconscious mind to work undisturbed, offering guidance, promoting healing, and rejuvenating your mind and body.
Point number nine. Focus on the positive qualities of others to foster harmonious relationships. Remember, your perceptions shape your experiences.
And finally, point number 10. Practice forgiveness to liberate yourself from the grip of resentment and anger, paving the way for inner peace and personal growth.
10 powerful principles to guide our listener on their journey of self-discovery and conscious creation. What a rewarding exploration this has been.
Indeed. It's remarkable to contemplate that such immense power resides within each of us, waiting to be tapped and directed. To our listener, as you embark on your exploration of the subconscious mind, remember this. What habit would you like to release or cultivate? What mental movie will you project tonight? Your subconscious mind is listening.
And perhaps an even more profound question to ponder. What other untapped potentials lie dormant within the depths of your subconscious mind? We encourage you to continue this exploration with curiosity and an open mind. Until next time, keep diving deep.